All right, live. How's it going?
Pretty good.
Nice. We're going to dive into talking about StreamYard. And I have some experience with StreamYard. I'm pretty excited about a lot of the features and stuff it has. I've gone down the road of trying to figure out a lot of different scenarios for setting up streaming stuff, doing it previously with AngularAir for Google Hangouts, and then trying to solve that once Google Hangouts went goodbye. I had to rush to find a solution and wanted to find something that was able to do the things that I did with Hangouts and do live streaming, but also not make it too complex for me, because I have other stuff going on that I didn't want to like overload myself with workflow to do it, just AngularAir, right?
Yep.
Check out a bunch of different stuff and came across StreamYard. And so compared a lot and wanted to talk some about all those different features and the things that led me to that, and then compare some stuff. Everybody else using StreamYard or?
Yep. So I started using StreamYard. I'm trying to remember when I started my full membership. It's been probably at least 6 months, maybe a little longer, but similar. We did a lot on Hangouts. I kicked off, it used to be AgeOnP, and now we rebranded and went to codingcat.dev. And so we did that about a year and a half ago. I really started into everything. And so when we first got going, I was doing everything through OBS, even our like meetups. Like we were talking just previous to going live here, the thing that kills me as a programmer is that your machine, if you want to try to stay on one and you're running OBS and everything else, it really starts to churn heavy. And to try to code, it was a nightmare. The other piece to it, I think the piece that we were missing out on, that Google Hangouts actually did a really good job of, was how you could send out private links and connect someone into your stream directly. So it's a huge feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm on the other end of it. I'm completely new to StreamYard. I just did my first one Monday, just to try to test it out. And I think we had used one at work. I think they've already been using it, but I was a guest. I think I was a guest on the other ones, but this is my first time actually trying to run one the other day. And like you said, I've been done a couple of streams with OBS and fought through that setup and try to do that. So try to see what StreamYard is about, to see if it's a little less friction to just get up and running. So I'm excited.
It will be.
It will be, right? For sure. Yeah, one of the things like back when I was using Hangouts, Google Hangouts for AngularAir, even at that point, I was trying to look into OBS and should I do something like that? Can I kind of up the production value, or what are the things that I can get out of it and kind of pursue that avenue? But of course, one of the challenges there was that OBS is a native app that you install on your operating system, right? And the OBS is the one that they have available for both Mac and Windows. I don't know if there's a Linux version of it too or not.
I think so.
Yeah.
Open source.
Okay. And so that would be good in terms of when I did. So what I do AngularAir, I would have at that time early on, I had a gaming machine that was a Windows machine. And then I have my work machine that would be a Mac machine. And so I'd usually end up doing AngularAir like in the middle of the day, which while I'm working, so I'd stay on my Mac, right? But I had that opportunity to say, oh, I could switch over to my Windows machine and run that to do that sort of thing. So I explored that, and then what is it, Streamlabs OBS? And so that's like an enhancement of OBS. They take it and make it kind of simpler interface, easier to use, kind of empowering it, almost like what NX does to the CLI, right? It adds all this enhancement to make it kind of more robust. And so that thing was really cool. But at the time, they only had that on Windows. So I was like, oh, am I going to switch machines and power one up and switch the monitor and all that stuff, right? And what I liked about Hangouts was that it's browser-based. And so I'm just like, wherever I can launch a browser and the machine can handle it, I should be able to run that, right? And get it up and going and do that sort of thing. But Hangouts, that wasn't like a real streaming solution, right? That was just how to do like a web conference sort of thing. You still had to deliver that to a platform somewhere, whether you're delivering it live streaming to YouTube or whatnot, right?
Yep.
So that was in the mix as well. So really for me, a lot of it was centered around, okay, how can I make this simple? How can I make it kind of almost machine agnostic? So it doesn't matter what machine I'm on. So really browser-based sort of thing. And then how easy is it that it can integrate with, what I already had, which was YouTube and live streaming on YouTube for AngularAir. How can I make that as simple as possible? Because even that has a lot of steps, right? You go and you want to live stream on YouTube, I would pre-set up the episode, so I'd schedule it. I'd have to go in there and create like the title, the description, the time I'm going to do it, all that metadata inside of YouTube, and then I'd have to do the similar sort of thing, getting ready for my episode, whatever the software was that I recorded it. And so I was doing things in multiple places as well, and that was one of the big challenges.
Yeah, I think it definitely simplifies. I love, so I'm always preaching like web. Right. So even like mobile development, still try to do it web-based, try your Ionic, try your React side of things until you just can't. And this is a prime example. It's Figma and Slack and Discord, like all these things that can run web-based. And now we're like to the point where we can do video so well and stream it out. So the web continues to win, in my opinion, and StreamYard is doing a great job of it. I think that there's a couple other solutions out there that do a very good job. It just seems like the price point, and I gotta say the backstory. And when I do my share, I'll bring up their about page. Gage and Dan, what they've built, kind of, and are still building. They're super passionate about it, and as developers, like that just hits me. Like I think that's awesome. I've reached out to them just to see if they want to come on and stuff like that. And I think they're kind of like, oh, we're developers. We don't really want to do that. So like, I'd love to have them on something like this to like get that story, pushed out a little further. But anyways, what do you think? You guys want to dive into like behind the scenes at this point and see how it goes?
Yeah, I think that's cool. I think I like share that. We can go into that and then we can talk about all the different features and things like that and make more points about what's cool about it.
Okay, I'm gonna
make life easy, right?
I'm gonna throw up my warning right now. So this is like Inception. If it crashes, I'm sorry, I'll be back.
We're gonna see 30 screens.
That's right.
StreamYard. Right. I'm ready. Let's do it.
So what we're gonna do is I'm using StreamYard right now to stream this, and we're having this meeting and doing that, right? Mm-hmm. And so Alex is gonna bring up a separate instance of a stream using StreamYard so that we can show the interface and what it's like to manage and run a stream through StreamYard, right?
Here we go.
Here we go.
All right, I'll share out my screen. I see I almost did it in the wrong one already. Okay. All right.
Man, you're going to have a mic issue, an echo issue. I did this before one time when I tried this.
Can I mute one side maybe?
Somewhere you have to, I forget what it is.
I'll try to mute that side and see how this goes.
Okay. You ready for me to share it?
I think so. All right. So right now, on the right, I've got our live like situation going on. Okay, so if I drag this away, so on the right, that's you sharing. So that's what a person typically sees when they join a stream. I was able to share my desktop. Now on the left, snap that back up there. This is kind of what Justin is actually seeing right now behind the scenes. And so I've got mine set up. And I think, Justin, you said you had yours going out to YouTube, right?
Yeah, mine's just connected to YouTube.
I currently am paying for a plan to do, I believe, just 2, but you can set up a bunch more. So actually, let me see if I open a new window. So here's kind of the behind the setup broadcast side to it. So when you create a new broadcast, here's all the different selections you can actually go out to. The crazy part, or the awesome part, they actually have their own RTMP server. StreamYard does. And so every episode you actually do records it too, which saved me like a day ago because YouTube would not process my stream correctly. And I usually pull those down and edit them. And so luckily I pulled it direct off StreamYard and was able to edit it from there.
Yes, you can send the feed while you're doing it live to one of these sources. And it, when I started using it, there was not many of these sources. And now there's a lot more. So they constantly are adding new features and new benefits, which is awesome too, along this journey. But you choose those sources to send it to live stream that feed to. But you can also have it record. And at the end of the stream, when you're done going live, or when you end the broadcast, you have the option to download not only the video, but also the audio track separate from StreamYard. And that's really handy, like you mentioned, for, having that stuff to edit locally if you want to. But one of the things that I would do in the past is I would run the live stream to YouTube for AngularAir, and then I would use a separate app and script to scrape the audio from YouTube so that I could send that out as the podcast audio. But now you can simply just go and download the audio file from StreamYard and just push it out as a podcast as well, audio podcast as well.
It's funny. I never thought to download it that way. That brings up a little process flow for me too, because I usually take it into Adobe Premiere and put my intro, outro into it and then throw it up. And then I go into Anchor and have to do that whole setup on that side. So maybe I'll just start grabbing the audio out.
Okay.
Yeah, cool. You can go to, I think you said you can go to one source. You can go to multiple. You can go to multiple destinations at the same time, or is it limited to?
So I don't know if you can go to all of them at once. I'm limited by my plan, but I think you can go to all of them if you pay for a top tier plan. So I was going to talk about Gage and Dan. So check out their story. It's super awesome as developers in there about us. I'm not sure on their pricing side, so I think I have their second tier. I don't know, Justin, are you just using the free side of it?
I think I pay $25 a month, so it's the main tier. When I started it, they only had the one tier, and that was the one paid tier. So actually, I think it's maybe the basic, or something.
I think on this professional, you can actually go 5 destinations. It looks like I'm on the 2 currently.
Okay.
But yeah, it's fantastic. So
can you?
I was gonna kick off
in a little bit.
Oh, sorry. What was that?
Can you zoom in a little bit on that? I think the font and everything's.
Yeah. You want me to? Is this gonna be better if
We'll see how it pulls it off.
Go like this?
Yeah. I think that's much better.
Okay. So here I'm gonna actually try to go live. We'll see how crazy this gets.
Simultaneous.
Yeah. See, I was wondering about that. They just changed this out. So I'll just remove that one for now. It's not a big deal.
So one of the things right now, and I'm hoping that I haven't talked to them, so maybe we can talk to them and find out, but because I have a list of kind of features that I would like to get in there that they don't have right now, but I'm assuming it'll probably come at some point, is the ability to have multiple moderators, essentially. So the screen that you're showing right now, as far as I know right now, it's only just one person that sees these controls, right?
I swear there was another way to do. I don't remember. Yeah, I haven't had a moderator, but I agree. I would love to have someone else moderating. I usually actually do the moderating as someone else at a meetup is doing their thing. So
right,
yeah.
Because there's all these things down the side there on the right, that you can do these banners, these comments, these overlays. Yeah. So there's a lot of awesome tooling that you can do to manage the stream content as you're going through. But then you also have when you want to bring people into the stream or screen share or target somebody's screen as the screen to share, you have to do all that. So when I do AngularAir, I'm not only, balancing and hosting the show and moderating and making sure that runs fine, but I'm also technically running the thing. And it would be great to have somebody else that could log in and just do that sort of stuff, right?
Yes, I totally agree. So yeah, let's play around with some of that. I think so. At this point, here's how far behind YouTube is. So here's a wave, and you can kind of see how long that takes. So I'll leave that up for a minute. Brandon, I shot you. Oh, there goes the wave.
That's about 10 seconds.
And it's usually 10, 20 seconds behind. Do you guys want to jump out on that YouTube link I sent to you on Twitter? And we can kind of compare how long it takes to bring in comments. And while you're doing that, I'll demo out some of these banners and things.
Okay.
So usually when I am like setting up banners, typically I'll kind of reach out to somebody and say, hey, you want to come on perfect.dev and do a podcast? And it's like, yeah, sure. And so the last one that we did with Nader, here's all my questions I was going to ask. And so I just pop those in really easy from a Google Doc that we kind of agreed to. And then as I'm asking, I can do this. And you'll see on the bottom left there, it actually pops in. So like you can pop in those questions, which is fun. Oh, see, I think you guys are. So now that's pretty cool. Let's see how long the timing is. I don't know how messed up that'll be, but.
So these on the right now are the live comments from YouTube being fed into StreamYard's essentially control panel, right? Mm-hmm. So like that's really cool is that you don't, as a moderator, you don't have to, and I think even the guests, do the guests see it too?
So when I click that, it will pop up over here. I'm not sure if the guests see it. Does someone want to jump into my stream and check out?
Yeah. Yeah, I see on your stream, on the other stream, I see that it posted up that message that you just clicked on.
Yeah, I'm just curious so Justin, what you're saying is like, do you see it out here, right?
Yeah, there we go. That's the one that you're in that's the window where you're in my stream, right? Yeah. So you see the comments, but I don't think you can comment. As a guest, you can't, I can comment, I comment in there, right?
Right, I can talk to you guys or like in it, but I don't think I can comment back to the other people.
Yeah, I did notice that you have to have the separate YouTube feed open to be able to, if you want to type like during the comment actually in while the stream is going. I did notice that.
Yeah.
So I've never crossed outside of YouTube while doing it. It would be neat if I could add like this. Do you guys have a Twitch account? I'll send you a link to that too. Let's see.
Yeah, to hit that and send a comment out. Yeah, sure. So so Brandon, if you're running the stream on StreamYard, if you're the one doing it, like Alex is now, you have the ability to post a comment from within the StreamYard that would go out to YouTube. So as the runner of the show, right, as the runner of that experience, you have that ability. Just as the guests can't comment directly in StreamYard, but if you're doing your own stream, then you have the ability to interact with all those comments right from within StreamYard, which is really cool.
Yeah.
So that
it feels like you are doing a lot of running and producing at the same time. They're not even counting the comments.
Right. That's one of the challenges right now. But StreamYard keeps adding all these features and enhancements and stuff over just the time that I've had it. I feel like it's going to get there, right? And I haven't even reached out to them and asked them about it. I bet like if we talked to them about that, they'd probably think about entertaining those sort of things. So I feel like as a platform, it would get there to have all those functionalities eventually, which would be great.
Yeah. So some of the other niceties, just to kind of keep going through this list over here. So we covered the banners. You can do folders for like a million different things. The branding is cool because you can, like I usually run my podcast as this pink one, and then you see them behind me here. The regular like Coding Cat stuff is more of the purple side of it. And so you can kind of set up your own theme that way. And what you can do is these overlays that you can set up, they're just pictures. So like I'll usually take Figma. I haven't done it in a while, so I'm pretty lazy, but you can set up this piece in Figma and just drop in like however you want on the screen and do that same setup. And then you can drop like full screen type things and stuff like that. They do have a green screen option as well. Once it's on, I don't actually have a green screen right now, so I can't do it. But once you have that, you can add in whatever you want in the back of you as well.
Mm-hmm.
So the overlay is you can only have one overlay at a time in terms of the actual overlay, but you can make those graphics, the right aspect ratio, and then have transparency on them, so you can craft whatever type of overlay you want for that. So that's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
They also give you that logo right there, and that logo always goes in the upper right, but it's another form of an overlay. So you could even like get creative and utilize two overlays essentially, the overlay for the entire screen, however you want it, and then like the logo overlay that goes up there on the right.
Yeah.
Alex, can you bring in a comment right now while you have your overlay active?
Oh,
so
yeah.
like activate the StreamYard one, and then share or one of the banners or the comments. So you see that this is one of the things I discovered the other day is like the comments and the banners, they win. They're the top order. They're the Z-index 1,000, right? So just as you build your overlays, that's one of the things I've thought about as I've done that is like, okay, the overlays need to have room for being able to bring in the comments and the banners, because those will win, right?
Yeah, I think you almost want to like stick up within this area, or up in here, and leave this more alone. Especially if you start to get wide on these.
It's like a lot of the things that like you would turn to something like OBS or something for, where you can craft the scene and the experience. You can get a long ways in StreamYard with what they have to do similar type of experience. Yet, like what I feel is like low effort to get there, which is nice, right? Then that allows you to just really focus on your content that you're trying to deliver and not, be so tied up into the setup of all of that things, right?
Yes.
And again, coming back to the web, the thing that's cool about this is like, this is all web-based. So whether you're on this machine or hop to another machine, or your Mac fries and you have to order a new one, or you go to a Chromebook, like it's already set up. You just log in and launch in, and all your configured stuff is ready to go. So you don't have to worry about bringing it back into another machine or whatnot.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. I was like, oh, you mean I can just grab a Chromebook and just start this up and do it? It probably crash. Well, I guess it wouldn't be that resource intensive if you're not code, if you're just hosting. But yeah,
so right. The one thing that does not work currently, at least, is mobile. So you can't be in broadcast on the mobile side of things. You can go into Chrome and say, I'm on desktop, and try to fight with it that way. I hope and wish like maybe they'll make a mobile side to this, so you don't have to like go direct to YouTube or whatever, and you can do the stream from all.
So was that an experience in terms of being I don't even know what we call this. Like, is it the showrunner? Like what
are you the
view is this, right? When the person is running the thing, like
you, I think you're like the broadcaster, right?
Broadcaster. Okay. So let's say, was that just in the broadcaster? Cause I had a friend who tried out joining my stream using his mobile device as a guest through my StreamYard link, and it set up and used his mobile camera and was pretty clean. So maybe the guest experience works fine, but
exactly. You hit it, man. Just the broadcaster side. I think it's because, I was going to show some of this stuff up. Do you guys want to jump on mine, I guess? Because or can you share your desktop? I don't know if that would work. Maybe. Just to show like how you do split screens and stuff like that.
Yeah. Let's see. Here, let me let's see if I can share this.
How many StreamYards can we get into one stream? That's the question.
I think we're hitting maximum inception. If we go 3 levels deep, don't we get lost or something?
That's right.
We turn into old people.
Woo!
There we go.
A million.
There we are.
So no, see, because I'm going to share my screen. It's going to share my screen. I don't know if I'm going to be able to pull this off as me.
Okay.
All right.
Do you have a second screen? Oh, right. It's still not going to work, is it?
It's still going to, yeah.
Well, jump into my stream, the link I sent out. Did I send it to both of you or no?
I didn't get it. You want to send it DM on Twitter?
Yep. Here we go.
Okay, so one of the cool things that I just discovered the other day is that overlay. when you upload an image for the overlay, you can upload a video.
Oh yeah, so you have a question out here. So GIF, is that okay or no?
So yeah, so I tried that. So I tried animated GIF, GIF, however you want to say it, right? That works. So I did that for both the logo and the overlay, and so you could do animation right with that. But where the overlay, you can actually upload an MP4, I think. And so it'll actually, when you queue that up, it'll play the video from start to finish. So you can use that for like if you pre-record promos or anything like that, like just add it as an overlay video and then just say, you know, hit that. And that's essentially like switching your scene over to a pre-recorded video roll. And so that was just added. I'm stoked about that. I haven't used it yet, but I'm stoked about that.
That is amazing. I did not know that one. I'm trying a GIF thing right now. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. Oops, I should probably do.
So you know the banana one that's peanut butter jelly time, and so I did that for the logo, and it worked. And
that's pretty awesome.
I wonder if I still have it in here. Let me see.
So like if we're comparing this to like the OBS setup, I guess that's the way I guess that's a crafty way to put scenes to switch between a scene per se.
Yep.
You put an overlay in there.
It was like, how do you transition? There's no transition. They have like a small little transition that they do, just a little anime slide or whatever, but there's no way to do that. So like that's one thing you don't have that like OBS has is transitions, and then but how do you simulate like having scenes, right? And so I think the mix of the overlays plus this video type of thing, you can kind of pull off doing scenes in StreamYard.
So it looks like there's a couple different limits. So it's good to know that you can do videos. So GIFs are 10 and videos are 100. So that's pretty cool. It's good to remember. I guess you could daisy chain them almost like an Instagram story, right? You just keep popping them up.
Yeah. So let me try one real quick. I think I have one loaded here. Let's see if this will play. So I have this overlay that I uploaded. So let me see if this plays.
Angular Trial.
Hey, nice.
Hey, Alex, is it Orkrushko?
Yeah, Alex Orkrushko.
I need an invite to this Angular Toronto meetup.
I'm sure he'll be happy to give you an invite to the Angular Toronto meetup.
We're
notice how that
meetup in a couple weeks, guys. You guys need to join.
So yeah, I just put that overlay in. I played that, and that video is just like a couple seconds long. So it just plays it, and then it automatically removes the overlay when it's done. So it's really easy to say, like, I already have a canned roll of video that's like 10 seconds long or 20 seconds long. It's maybe a sponsor plug or something. You just hit that overlay, it does it, plays it, and then it finishes and removes it for itself. And yeah.
So did you actually just play it, and I totally missed it?
Yeah. Yeah. Do you not want me to do it again?
Oh, I'd love to see it.
All right. So here we go. So I'm going to add this overlay and just going to play a little animated. And this is actually a video, I think.
Oh, nice. Cool.
And then it finishes after a few seconds and removes the overlay automatically.
That's really neat.
Cool.
It's a nice feature. So yeah, were you guys able to jump into mine? I'll show
Let's see.
Presenter piece. Since we're kind of doing like OBS and StreamYard, there are a few other, and I don't know what you call these, so I always have a hard time finding it, but like online-based streaming, right? Okay, so for those watching on Angular on Air, you heard the two little boop boops. So that's these.
Okay, I'm going to share your screen again. Yeah?
Okay, sorry.
All right.
We're good.
So I just joined through an anonymous tab, incognito tab.
So what's cool about this, if you're on either side, the way that they manage like Windows, like this management, see how it's nicely like going down. And I'm on my 4K monitor, so it gets a little weird since I have, I don't know, what am I, like 175 plus right now. Typically this view is quite small. So I don't see either of your videos, and that's fine.
See if this works.
There we go.
Okay, let's try it.
I'm gonna
There
melt
we
my.
go.
Yeah, the mics, I don't know how they're gonna work out, but
Yeah, I muted the other one because I was like, I don't know what's gonna happen here if we.
we got
I didn't even think StreamYard was gonna show on a separate, separate feed. I thought that I thought the camera would just be taken up by the other one.
Oh, I think Alex muted the wrong one. The other Alex in our chat asked if this video can be on a loop. That overlay video that I played, I don't think it'll loop. You would have to set, well, I don't know. I think with an animated GIF, you can, if that's on a loop, it'll keep playing that. So maybe the video, in the metadata of the video, if you set it up and set it to loop, it might work. I don't know. It's a good question, though. All right, so I'm still not hearing your mic.
Yeah, I'm hearing echo from some. I don't know where it's coming from. Yep.
Still don't hear Alex. I see you talking a lot, explaining something great, but
I think that's because you're listening on this one.
there.
Yeah, so sorry, I muted yours and went back to this one. I don't even know if I have to mute this one. They're both running.
Gotcha.
If you hear an echo, let me know.
All right.
So I was just pointing out when you're in this mode and you're switching through, and when you have multiple people, there's some cool layouts. But something to keep in mind is like this. If you want to go direct to someone and still be in like a shared mode, I'm not doing it right still. So I think someone has to be sharing a screen. Oh man, this could get dangerous.
All right, we're getting to this here. I'm gonna share a screen. Hold on, let's see.
Okay, yeah, you share yours because this is getting dangerous. My Mac's actually, the fan's not burning up yet, so
That's good.
I think I was able to do it here. So there's that overlay, and if you want this type of setup with a single user, you can actually say, hey, I want Justin up here with that. Oh, I know this works. I did it the other day. It's this layout. I don't know. I'm messing it up now. There's a way to actually focus to someone and a different share than your own, essentially. Yeah, so there you go. You can go like 3 wide, and then it's one.
Okay, so you're just trying to pin to one particular person?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So that's the solo.
So you said you found, like, I haven't found a way, like, it's always been the biggest person's window is always going to be the broadcaster. Like, there wasn't a way to say, oh, I want to make my guest be the big window focus.
Okay, I thought I found a way to do it finally the other day, but apparently not. But still, I mean, it's a decent amount of selection for sure.
So I'm sharing my screen, and you as the broadcaster, you have control over. You're the one that has to bring it into the viewport, essentially.
Yeah. So when you shared, like, I can remove it back out. So like, if you're sharing something crazy, I don't want anyone to see. I have to actually approve, and to that point, anyone coming in, I have to approve as well, to allow them to join. And then you can add things to the stream as you go. So yeah, you're doing a lot of like management. I think, correct me on this, I think it's up to 6 people at once. You can have 10 people in the actual broadcast studio. So it's not for like massive, like, I don't know, Twitch or Discord type of conversations or Zoom or whatever we're going to call it. But it's pretty sweet to at least go like 6 people, I think.
Yeah. So 6 people active in your viewport, main one that you're streaming, and then that green room area down below, you can have more than that people and then bring them in. One couple interesting things, like that strip down below, the ones that are faded out that are not a part of the scene, they can hear everybody else, but you can't hear them. So the only way to communicate with them, which makes sense because you don't want that audio feed, right? But in the private comments tab, you can communicate with everybody that's in the broadcast studio, right? So everybody that's waiting in the green room that are not on the stage yet, they can chat in that private chat as need be. So you can kind of communicate with them that way. And then when you do the screen share, again, yeah, the broadcaster is the one that has to click on the screen to share it. So to bring it into the stream, in this case, Alex clicks on it. But me as a guest, I can actually, because I'm the one sharing that screen, when I'm done, I could just remove it from the stream and it'll remove it. So when I do AngularAir, I tell our guests, okay, verbally let me know when you're ready to share your screen because I have to click a button. But then when you're done, you can just remove it and it'll take care of it. Or you can let me know and I can remove it. But
it's not like Teams where someone just takes over. You're like,
right.
Yeah, you do have that like broadcasting control, which is nice. Yeah. So so the only other thing like I want to talk about, I should have brought this up. There's a couple other when we were doing, I did a crazy amount of research because I'm always like, I want the best thing for the best price, which ended up being StreamYard in my opinion. Maybe there's others and I'll get slammed in comments at this point, but there was one other one that I was considering. And if you want to kind of talk through whatever at this point, I'll go look for it because
let's get into that, that laundry list you got there. What can make StreamYard better?
Yeah. Here's the other one.
Is that me? Sorry, I got an echo. I don't know if that's me or
testing 1 2 testing. Is that echoing?
No, I don't hear echo now, but I don't hear you either.
Is it possibly my echo?
Maybe I don't hear.
Okay, let me talk. Do you hear an echo now when I talk?
Yes.
I'm wondering, do you have YouTube open? Because if I have my other,
I do, but it's muted.
Okay. So, Justin,
I have a rogue tab around here somewhere, and I don't think so.
Are you sharing my screen right now? Is that correct?
Yeah, I'm sharing your screen.
So here's
it's good. It's good now. I don't hear the echo.
So this is the other alternative that the only other one that I considered choosing is called Lightstream Studio.
Mm-hmm.
So this is 100% free, and it can serve out to anything. So I think I still have a login for this. So this one actually gives you, and again, I love StreamYard, so I didn't go down this road. I think whatever works for you just works. So
when I was talking about I mentioned on Twitter that I was looking to see, what options were out there. I know there was another service called Restream.io that reached out, or at least they, pinged me with, hey, look at this. And I had heard about them before, but I hadn't tried them yet either.
I'm not familiar with Restream. That would be interesting.
But I think their big pitch is, like you said, you broadcast your stream and then it goes out to YouTube and Twitch and all these other ones, like all at Facebook and all the ones at the same time. Now I guess they have this like Restream studio thing. Like I said, I hadn't looked at it, but I just saw the link that they posted.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that's another good one to check out. I know with the Lightstream side of it, the limitation we had early on was when you're not a paid member in StreamYard, they make you keep the overlay piece.
Yeah, that banner, that overlay in the top right corner. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
I'm getting a little crazy here. It's the wrong one. There we go. So the typical like brand, you have that powered by, and I think you can turn this one on or off when you have it. But that one stays when you're non-paying or the free version or whatever. So that's just, again, another web-based tool to be able to stream with. There's probably more than that out there. We've actually talked internally about writing our own, and it's just like, man, there's too many good solutions. Why go to that effort? And I honestly don't know how they can afford it. Just on AWS, some of the RTMB services, they're expensive, like shockingly so.
Yeah, like I said, one of the reasons behind me like looking into these solutions was trying to find something where I could hop on. Basically, the tweet that I had was we need something like Vine for developers, to where you can like quickly. It's maybe not necessarily as produced as like a show or anything, but if you just want to hop online, like go live and talk about, maybe somebody asks you a question or talk through an issue or something like that. So an easy way to like low friction, hop online that you could easily invite people on and like discuss things and get people's perspective, or like work through a problem or like a stack blitz or something like that.
Yeah.
And just be able to do that without like, hold on, let me get my let me fire up OBS and all my sources and stuff, and get that going before I can even, get on the screen. So
I feel like and maybe I'm wrong on this, but a big reason that we actually moved off of Slack and onto Discord was for that problem specifically. Like, hey, I need help coding. Can you help me out? And then we can all join a audio video channel within Discord, and we can just go. And at that point, if you were like, hey, we should let everybody see this, you could actually take StreamYard and get your desktop shared out as you're showing stuff off in Discord that way. So it's another good solution, and that you can add 100 people. I don't know the limit. It's a lot of people in Discord to be able to like really deep dive on your community and show that off. So just another thought, another way to go.
All right, so I got some stuff, right? Kind of describe like that experience of, I think, like what makes it really powerful to use this type of thing, right? And exactly kind of what you're saying is the ability to say, look, I just need to fire this up. I want to do this, right? I want to share code. I want to talk about code, maybe have another couple people in there. And I don't want to have to deal with all the other complexities around it. I want to make it low friction to just get up and going, especially when I feel like it, or we have a discussion, that sort of thing, right? So the cool thing is like with StreamYard, right? You get in, you start a broadcast, whether you're, schedule it beforehand, which they've now added this ability to schedule these things beforehand. So like for AngularAir, I can go in there and I can set up in one spot, schedule all my upcoming episodes in StreamYard, and it'll automatically post that to you, all that metadata to YouTube. So now I don't have to ever go to YouTube to set up those upcoming episodes. So you have that for scheduled ones. And then for just at any ad hoc moment, you can just go in there, start a broadcast, choose your source. So if you want to stream it to, YouTube or Twitch, you can do that and go live that way. Or you can just go into StreamYard and just do a recording where you just start doing it. You can hit record and it'll record it. And then when you're done, you can finish and you can download that video. So you don't have to go live to record it. You can do that as well, just right there all through the web browser, right? When you share, it's super easy to share, right? Share your screen. You can share the full screen. You can share an application. You can even share individual Chrome tabs. So you can focus all the way down without the Chromium around it. So several ways to kind of do that. But then one of the cool things about when you share your screen is that the window that you're sharing, if you resize that, like it'll automatically resize within StreamYard. Right. So if you think about like OBS or something like that, you're typically setting up a zone that you're going to record. And then you kind of have to manage you do window management throughout that to get it to fit nice or whatnot. In here, it's going to fill that empty space with whatever dimension or aspect ratio of your window is. So if you make your window kind of, the the 16:9 aspect ratio, it's going to fit and fill up that screen within StreamYard real easily and nice. So it's kind of really easy to share your screen and then get it in play in the way that you want it, right? Low friction to get up and running and dealing with what you care about, which is sharing your content. Right? And then to bring other people in, again, they don't have to have an account. Like with Google Hangouts, you have to have a Google account, right? With this, there's just direct link. They can join it without entering any new information to log in or create an account, can get right in. So that's really easy to bring other people in. The integrated chat, so if you stream directly to Twitch or you stream to YouTube, you can get the integrated chat so you can interact with those people without ever leaving the StreamYard window, broadcast, tools and that sort of thing. So that's really cool. And then again, all that other stuff with the branding, the overlays and things like that, you can spice up your stream and your videos if you want to without a whole lot of, effort to get there, right? Like the OBS and things like that, the things I've experienced is like you have to set up all the scenes, you have to add these different elements, you have to resize them. There's a lot of work that feels like it goes into that. Whereas this feels a lot more lightweight, but you still get a lot of punch out of it and quality that you can kind of dial in and spice up a bit. And then just the fact that, the whole web-based thing and the fact that it's all there, it's really easy for me to do it, right off the bat. And it works just really, really well. I've been stoked with it. And like I said, there's a couple still things that I think that that ability where like right now, if I switch and I go, okay, look, I want to do one big person's image and then the smaller camera ones, there's no way for me to say, oh, look, Brandon, I want to make your video the main primary video, or Alex, I want to make yours. I haven't found a way to do that. I would imagine that if we brought that conversation up with StreamYard, they'd probably eventually provide that opportunity and that availability to do it, but kind of can't do that right now. This screen right here, I kind of, if somebody was sharing, it would be cool if let's see, let me share my screen real quick so I can have something to show here. Let's see.
Did you see another me pop in?
I did. I'll bring that in here in a second. So like here, if I'm doing, there's an option to share do the screen share and like a larger video. I'm not really in love with this layout. I wish I had a little more control, but again, it's, if I'm talking code and sharing code, it's usually this sort of view here, which works really good. And then I could always go full screen with whatever I'm sharing. So that friction is really less friction there to just get up and start sharing content and doing that's really cool. So you brought in, let's see here. You're on mobile. You're on your mobile phone? Okay. So I'll bring you in. Whoops. Okay, so this is cool. So you've taken the link and you've joined it from your phone. And again, because you don't have to sign in or anything, it's real easy for you to just jump in as another guest, right? And so you're using StreamYard from your phone browser, right? It's not a native app, it's just the browser. And you're able to use your video feed from that. And then I've added that as one of the guests. So if you have guests that they're out and about and you're like, I want to bring somebody in and share and have their video, whatnot, it's really easy to bring them in as well. That's cool. I think you're muted.
Sorry. Too many things going on. So again, like that's the one thing, broadcaster mode, like you can fake it out like you're, pick desktop on Chrome, but it doesn't have that built in yet. Maybe that's something they're working on.
Yeah. I've been super happy with it though. I mean, it's like it reduced the amount of effort that I had to do to run AngularAir and stuff like that. So that's been really awesome. And then I've used it for several other things, right? I'm
waiting on NGBS to come back.
Yeah. So Mike Rocky and I would do NGBS and we use StreamYard to do it. And we haven't done it in a minute. So we need to get back to that for sure. mean, it's like
I didn't mean to put you on the spot. I was just playing.
To run AngularAir and stuff like that. So that's been really awesome. And I agree. We need to get back at it. So
I'm waiting.
I think somebody's YouTube. Yours. Okay.
I was trying to see the comments.
Yeah, when Mike and I, we talked about doing the NGBS a couple of years ago, and we kept planning and saying, we got to do this. And then we were looking in at the time, we didn't know about StreamYard, or maybe not even existed at that time. And we kept putting off doing it because it was all this production to get there. Right.
Yeah.
And then once StreamYard came about and I used that for AngularAir, I'm like, oh man, this is like perfect. We can just start doing this tomorrow or today. Right. And that's basically how we did it. Was we're just going to use this. Now we got both of us in there. We're sharing code. We just switch between whose code we're sharing. Oh, and then what we'll do is we'll utilize VS Code's live share.
Oh, yeah.
And so one of us will be driving with VS Code, and that's what they're sharing, but both of us are working on the code, right, using live share. So that worked out really well too.
I think I was halfway taking notes when I was watching what y'all were doing, because I could see that you had the live share and open, and like you're typing up here and Mike's typing over here as y'all are talking and kind of interacting with each other. So see how y'all had that set up at the time.
Yeah, and the last time we did NGBS, StreamYard didn't have or we weren't hooked up with the integrated chat yet, I don't think. So now, we would have another browser window open for like Twitch or YouTube to read the chat and interact. And now we can just do all that in one screen, which is really cool. Well, one of us can, whoever's driving.
Right. Yeah. I'll say if they get the part where like the guests can actually respond to the comments in the thing, I think that would be huge.
Yeah. Or at least have a person you can say, hey, this is a moderator, and have them do that side of it. So one thing that I've done, I don't know how comfortable you feel doing this, but if you take your original link as the broadcaster, you can give that, or how's it? Yeah, no. So what you do is when you click and it says, we should actually show this too. When you come into StreamYard the first time and you say, it'll ask you for your email and it'll give you that link back. So I actually have done that where I send it to my buddy, and the email or that link goes to him. And so then he's in as the broadcaster as me. So we're both that same person essentially. And so he can do that moderation while I'm doing it. So that's a option for you for sure.
Oh, okay. So you're saying he joins as you, but he doesn't add himself to the stream. He just,
he's on the stream too. It gets a little weird.
Oh, okay.
But mainly he's doing it because of the moderation part. So he's kind of got this same view where I have the two screens up, and he's doing like he's moderating over here and talking over there type of thing. So there's definitely a way around that side of it right now. It's just it feels dirty, I guess. I'd rather have like a clear cut this person moderating.
There was a question, VS Code live share question mark. I guess they want to know what that is.
Oh, we need to do another session on that.
Yeah.
I was just showing my team that they loved it. We had to do a bunch of refactoring over the course of the past 2 days, and it was a lifesaver.
Yeah, like I said, I've started using it recently, try to set up for the stream. But yeah, it's pretty frictionless. Like I said, it's like StreamYard. You click on live share in VS Code, and it gives you a link, and you pass that, you share that with someone, and then they can just jump in. They don't have to, as long as they have VS Code, they can pretty much just hop in there and y'all can pair your program together.
Yeah.
I should throw up a lesson on that. I think it's underutilized. People don't realize like how powerful it really is. And like when you serve up an Angular app, you can actually from the remote location dive into that app, which it's still, I don't know if it's a reverse proxy or what, but it's mind-boggling.
It's cool. Well, and then you could set, permissions on that too. So you can put people as read-only, so they can just navigate or follow you, or they can have access to write code. You can give them access to the terminal as well, so they can run terminal commands, right? Which I'd imagine that all they're going to do is like generate schematics, right? They're not going to do anything malicious, right?
Of course.
No one would ever do that.
No one.
They're not going to delete folders while you're
Right.
working on them. Nobody would do that.
Right.
RMRF, Etsy.
Right. Where'd that go? And so, but there's so many cool things about it, right? Like, as somebody who's connected to that, you can see all the people that are on it, and you can click on one of their names, and what that'll do is that'll follow them. So as they navigate through files, your VS Code will open up those files, and as they scroll through the code, your VS Code will scroll through the code. So you're basically it's almost like you're on their machine. So it's a really great way to follow through while people navigate through. Mm-hmm. But it's so key. Like, I'll spend time where I'm on a video call or a Slack call with another developer and trying to explain something while they have their code up. And it gets to a point where I'm like, okay, there's some things I can talk about. Then it's like, I just can't explain this. Like, let's just get on here, and then I can like click and type things. And it's so much easier to explain that when you can actually get in there and do something on that code, right? Mm-hmm. And so that makes it really easy.
Right, so later this week, we're doing a VS Code live share tutorial. Is that what I'm hearing?
There we go. Later, we're already more than halfway through the week.
Already about over. We'll schedule something for another one.
All right, next week.
We're going to show you how to pair program with VS Code live share.
Yeah.
Sweet.
Crushco asked if the terminal is read-only and live share, right? I think it's read-only by default, but you can make it writable. So you have that option if you know.
Yeah, I actually enabled that. It was a mistake. To your point, don't do it. I'm like, I got to run up here for a minute. Can you push out to amplify for me? And I come back. It was nonsense. Like, come on, guys.
So yeah, we pushed up something. It may not be what you wanted.
You're gonna have a little surprise later this week. That virus kicks in.
One of the things to note with the live share is if you're doing a stream, like when Brocky and I would do NGBS, and we would do that, we'd do the live share, and we'd share out the link that people could join, and we make everybody read only that joins. So then all our viewers could live share and follow along with us, right? Mm-hmm. But one of the things to note on that is depending on how what account they connected with, in live share, it shows like their full name, if they have their full name for their account. So some people, that are guests, they like the anonymity of their, handle that they have on YouTube or Twitch or whatever. And so you kind of have to be aware of that if you're streaming that, to think about the fact that whoever joins it, it might in your screen share expose their full name. So make sure that they're okay with that.
Yeah.
Because I think live share just report like you use your GitHub account or your Microsoft account to connect. And then I think it'll scrape that once you use the single sign-on for that, and it'll pull your full name if you have that configured. And then that's what shows up in your live share of who's looking at the code, right?
Do you know how many, either one of you know how many people can live share? Isaac asks, how many people can live share together at once? Is there a limit or?
I saw that. I was going through the docs to see what the limit is. I'm not finding it.
300 people. No.
It's quite a few because we did a hack.
All with access to the terminal.
Right.
I'm not finding it. Oh, here's guest limit. What's this?
Here it is. How many developers? This says currently supports 30 concurrent guests in addition to the developer that is sharing. So that's enough, right?
Yeah.
If you got more than that, you are doing some amazing coding.
Like Kent C. Dodds, who has
your component structure. Incredible.
Right.
That's called mob programming.
Mob programming. I was gonna say, is that mob programming?
A mob on this all at once.
That's where you really need a big monitor, right? Like a giant monitor, I think.
So that's why I got this one. Now I need that vertical we talked about.
It's like every tweet that I've ever seen about mob programming always involves a shot of some giant monitor. So I think that's maybe the thing you have to have.
I guess every tweet that I see with somebody showing their setup, there's 37-inch vertical monitor here, then there's the widescreen, then they got this tiny little screen there, and then there's this other one over here, and they all got the matrix trickling down on the screen.
Right.
So yeah, it's a pretty common scene every time I see it.
Totally.
I got one monitor, maybe two if I want to bring in another. How are you focusing all these things at once?
Right. That's crazy.
I think we're probably coming up on an hour. I might have to jump off unless you guys have any other specific questions.
I don't think I had any more questions. I'll say that this was really cool that we were able to hop on and kind of walk through what you can do with StreamYard. So definitely gonna try to take more advantage of this and see how this works. Like I said, versus OBS, and well, I already know it works, pretty well versus OBS as far as just getting up and running. So
Yeah,
just got to get more familiar with it.
awesome. Yeah, I love it. I love it. So there's in this one I'm recording, I threw up the link that has a referral code in it that if you sign up, it'll give you like $10 credit. So
Okay.
StreamYard, as a subscriber, you can share a referral link, and then anybody who uses that would get a $10 credit. And then I think I or whoever shares that would then get credit as well. So I threw mine up on this video. Alex, you probably have one. You can throw one out on Twitter and stuff. And so anybody who's interested in going with StreamYard, then use that and you'll get some additional $10 credit that you can use for their subscription or something.
Yeah, so, in saying that, I kind of forgot we didn't walk through when you start the stream, all of your kind of links out. You can put your description, like your YouTube description and your title. So like if Justin put that in the description, it would already be in that live stream setup. And you can do that you can actually brand it according to each stream as well. Like you can switch out the description and put I think you can put like at whatever in LinkedIn and stuff. So, and
that's what's really cool is that's that data management that you end up having to do is like send this information out to these the metadata to these different sources, and with StreamYard you have it all there, so you just do it in one spot, and then it handles aggregating that out, so you don't have to worry about updating the YouTube title and description or the Twitch title and description. Do it in one spot, and it takes care of it for you. So it's awesome.
Oh man, Kate, don't be scared. We're just a bunch of mumbling goons out here.
I was about to say, I'm terrible at live coding, but I'm just trying to do stuff on Twitch anyway. So I'm challenging myself. Well, I don't even like the live coding that I'm doing is mostly refactoring right now. But yeah, I'm gonna try to build something from scratch and see where it goes. So
yeah, so
a little bit of prep work.
This is a really great point though. Kate brought up. She was kind of mentioning when she gets the courage to live share, and honestly, I had huge imposter syndrome. I still do to a degree, but the more you do it, the more comfortable you'll get doing it. And someone told me once, you gotta take a first step into it to get going. Just try. That's my biggest advice.
Yep, that's pretty much what I'm doing. I said I was gonna try to do it, and I did it, and it turned out okay. So I'm going to keep doing it.
Awesome.
And I'm going to have fun in the process, which I think is the best part.
That's the key. For sure.
I feel like most people that end up watching it, it's what's cool about it is like we work in isolation so much when we write code, right? And so it's kind of fun to have just people around with you, especially as you do it later or after hours or whatnot, and you're like, look, we're all just hanging out, right? And then you can kind of chat while you're doing it, and people ask questions, and then the viewers, the cool thing about the viewers, like especially whenever I watch things, like there's always something, little tidbit that you're going to pick up, right? So even no matter what the subject is, maybe it's something I've already done, like they're going to do something like the live share, right? Or something in their IDE, a shortcut that they did, or a piece of code that they use that you're like, oh, that's sweet. I remember that. I can do that. So I feel a lot of people that watch that, are on that same boat where they're just excited. They're excited that you're sharing. They're excited that you're going through that process. And one of the things I always kind of talk about to the people that are doing it, and I remind myself too, is like, people don't care about the production value. That's not what they're, so like, don't sweat whether this looks good or is amazing here or there. Like they're there for the content and the experience of you going through that. Right. And that's what they're ultimately there for. So if you can get up and going and provide that, like, you're winning, you're killing it, right? And all that other stuff you can just dial in over time, but people they're not there expecting that. They're expecting to just be a fly on the wall while you're doing the stuff and experience what you experience. So
I'm here for the typos and the jokes. So
there you go. For sure. It's fun though. I like it. I enjoy it. I enjoy the interaction and doing it. But yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, I think kind of like when I do it, I kind of just go, look, I'm happy to be sharing stuff and hopefully helping other people. And I try and like not think about, oh, am I worried about how I did this or how I type or did I Google something? Like, is somebody going to be like, oh, well, he Googled it, he didn't know it from his memory. Like,
Right.
I look at that and I just like. I say, look, what I really want to do is I just want to like share something with people that hopefully empower other people and help them. And that's all I care about. Whatever it means for me, I don't know, but I just want to help people. And so then that helps me to kind of like not worry about that stuff and just be like, what can I get to them? Right.
Yeah. I think that the hard part, like, especially like I've been coding for, 10, 15 years now. And you start to get in this mode of, I'm not a good developer and I'm not a great developer. I'll say that hands down, but you start to get into that mode of like, I'm always Googling, I'm always having to look up. Everyone does that. Like,
right.
It's totally fine. You can't remember everything, right? But the more you kind of do that live stream and pick up on little tidbits, it's almost like Lego blocks. You just keep stacking up. And I guarantee you've probably forgotten more things as newcomers are coming in and learning. They're like, oh, I didn't know you could do that. I didn't know you could do that. And now you take that for granted and you've kind of forgotten how long it took you to learn all those little things too. So I think it's great.
I'm gonna Google some things on my next stream that I need to find. So just so people will know that Googling things is for real.
I love it.
I'm pretty sure when I build something from scratch, I'm gonna be like, I never forget how this is, so I'm gonna need to look this up. See what the correct thing is.
I have to look up RxJS operators all the time. I don't know why. Like I use switch map. I got that one. The minute I go, I need flat map. I'm like, I don't remember.
I always use switch map, so I mean, I don't know why we would use anything else.
Map and switch map. That's all we need.
I look at it as like, I want to, in my own memory storage, I want to keep like, how did my daughter's last dance routine go in my head rather than like this? I know that I can go and find this other information on Google. So like, let them store it. And as long as I know how to find it and know the challenge there is like knowing the terminology to get the results that you want. Right. So if you remember the concept, the terminology that kind of conveys the concept, then you should be able to Google it and get to the answer. Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I kind of I think about that. I just offload my data storage of those things and I just remember the key terms so that I know how to get back to them and pull them up.
I think that's a big part too. And, kind of joking about how to Google things. I'm constantly with our junior devs, just teaching them how to fish is like the biggest hurdle, I feel like. And when you hire someone good, when they know already how to fish or how to dig. We always call them like diggers, right? Those are the people you want on your team because, you can teach anybody anything, but teaching that skill of trying to find those resources, that's something you build up. So the joke about like teaching someone how to Google, it's kind of legit in a way because you have certain resource areas to go find stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, guys, I got to bail.
Yeah, me too. That's cool. Hopefully
we want to get some plugs in real quick before, and then we can dip out.
Yeah, for sure. You got some?
I'll just plug my Twitter handle, Brandon T. Roberts. You can follow me there. I talk about funny stuff. I tweet out gifs. We have fun, and I'm going to do some more streams soon. So that's all I got.
It's all one word, right?
Yep, Brandon T. Roberts.
Like this. Oh, where did it go? I'm going to add a banner real quick.
Okay.
Hear me click clacking on my keyboard.
Alex said he's going to do some streams of contributing to component store. Yes.
That look right?
Yeah, that's it.
So you can do in StreamYard, you can do this banner, right? And bring it in at any time, but you can also make it a ticker. I don't know. We'll see how, check this out.
I think
we're going back to like 1995.
Right? I don't know. I mean, it's a thing you can do. It's kind of cool, but
the NFL draft has started.
I mean,
is that a marquee?
I got to admit, though, it's a little hard for me to watch this because I'm seriously missing the NBA right now, and it's driving me insane. You know, I bet you guys are too.
See,
And so, like,
we're on here for another hour if we can start talking.
God. So I won't really go too deep into that, but I think about the scores running across the bottom.
You guys are watching The Last Dance, though, right?
Oh yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, dude. You wanna screen share? I'll throw up Coding Cat Dev.
Yeah.
If we're doing shout outs. Heck yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Or I can share.
All right, so Brandon, people can just go to your Twitter and interact there to find out all where you're streaming and all that stuff.
Yep. Everything. I usually tweet out everything from there as far as Twitch or YouTube or whatever. So yeah, everything pretty much starts at my Twitter account.
Cool. And Alex, did you want to share your screen? You have something you want to share?
Yeah, sure. I forgot I stopped sharing. Here we go. There you go.
There we go.
I found a little bug, guys.
Uh-oh.
A big bug.
There we go. That's better.
I'm not used to this giant screen, right? So yeah, everything's out on Coding Cat Dev. I usually publish out to Dev 2, and I just started Medium. I've been trying not to for the longest time, but I feel like so many people are out there still. So yeah, courses, lessons. I'm working on an Angular Firebase master course right now. So
Very nice.
Come check it out. I was doing the AJ's Weekend Web, which was fun, but I just, for the work, I don't know about the 30 people that watch it anymore.
Cool.
Thanks, though. Appreciate it being on.
Yeah, that was fun. Thank you. Hopefully this will be helpful to everybody as well, too. So,
Yep.
Cool.
Hey,
guys, take it easy.
Purple cat, pink cat.
The cats. I don't have cats. My dog's usually in here. He's not in here now. All right. See you guys.
Stay safe.
See ya.